Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special Tuesday. It's not special at all, but just another episode, Tuesday episode of Sorry in Advance. Good evening, Scott. How are you, dude? Your fan is showing in the background again randomly. Oh, it's gone.
I know it's wild. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea what's going on.
It's like if you lean an inch forward, it shows up.
I know.
How are you?
I'm good. Just watching the Phillies. That's pretty much it.
Watch it and play. Are you playing as the Phillies on MLB The Show so you can really show how it's done?
I am not though. I am doing my player mode.
Oh, you're not 52-0?
No, I haven't even sniffed AAA yet. So,
from what I hear, they still make you play for like 5 seasons.
They do. It's hard. It's like really hard. Dude, like NHL is totally different. Like NHL, my player mode. I'm in year 6 and my overall is 97.
Yeah, it's easier. It's just like, dude, like. You could hit 500 with 74 home runs a season. They're like, yeah, you're going to need some more time in AA. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so Scott and I kind of wanted to go on because since the Phillies aren't on for another 2 hours, we had time to actually do this when the game isn't on.
It was like eternity for when it's going to come on.
It's like we were kind of spoiled yesterday when it was a day game, and I'm like, oh, this game sucked. So. But before we get into the Phillies, we wanted to get into the biggest news in baseball, which was this motherfucker is finally gone.
Yes. Fuck.
And if you're not watching, if you're listening, there's a giant picture of an asshole or possibly Angel Hernandez. You can't really tell the difference.
I'm gonna lean towards more of an asshole.
Yes. Yes. Literally an asshole. Like butt cheeks. Yes. If there was ever something that could unite all baseball fans, it was this man and their hatred for him. Like the best part of this too, I love all the pictures I'm seeing on Facebook. They actually showed that picture of the Crips and the Bloods with their bandanas tied together, and they're like, when Angel Hernandez retires, and I'm like, that is 100% accurate. I need to get him off my screen right now.
Yeah, okay. The computers might break.
My computer was even just like getting.
The best memory I have of Angel Hernandez is him retiring.
Best call he's ever made.
But obviously the most notable ejection is the Schwarber and the Harper last year.
Yeah,
and then I guess they showed one. They showed a clip like years ago. Shea Victorino.
That there was a bunch on now. The one with him and CC Sabathia when he was with the Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
And then like back in the 90s when he was at the Cubs Stadium and the guy who was singing "Take Me Out to the Ballpark" like said like, "Oh, except for the umpire." The dude's obviously shit-faced, and you can literally see Angel Hernandez's mouth like, "The son of a bitch."
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, yeah, dude, it was all downhill for you from then.
Yeah.
But
took so much scrutiny and ended up being in the MLB for so long
and suing them.
Yeah,
he sued them in 2017, and then in 2021 they just dismissed it. Like, oh yeah, Angel, we forgot to tell you. Fuck you. Like, no, we forgot about your lawsuit against us, and we just pushed it off to not even to the side, like to the back.
No, they pushed it off the cliff.
Yeah,
they just threw it out the window.
Yeah, we had started looking for where that athletics are going to play. That was more important than us giving a shit about you and wanting to umpire in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's just funny because usually like you can sit here and say something about somebody that was like nice or like hell of a career or anything. This dude was just awful. Does anybody remember one good thing about Angel Hernandez's career?
No, I mean, he's ruined no-hitters, perfect games. I mean, throws out the wrong people at the wrong time.
Yeah.
I
mean, and then Joe West coming out today, which another one
he's another asshole.
Like saying like, oh, Angel Hernandez was in the top 20%. And I'm like, of what?
What?
Like of all umpires, like because then what does everybody is just like pick up their game when they know Angel Hernandez is having a bad game? I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Angel Hernandez in the top 20% of what?
Yeah, nah. I don't know.
I feel like one thing which it's a shame that we have to talk about like Angel Hernandez in general, but like umpires, referees, all of them in general is like how much control they have over a game and how much they can influence a game, which is really just a shame.
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, yeah. I mean, you saw it in the Sixers Knicks series. I
Oh yeah,
mean, you saw it in the Lakers. Was it Lakers Denver?
yeah. You saw it in the Super Bowl with us
Saw it in
against
the
the
Super Bowl.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
1-0.
I mean, baseball. Like, I mean, I can't remember. Like the Phillies never, like in recent memory, thank God, have not really
Yeah.
been screwed on calls.
No, I mean, like the one that like sticks out to me was like Ryan Howard when he was up to bat and he check swung and the guy at third, I don't even know his name,
Dan
but like
Iasonia,
was it him?
and they
But
threw him
like
out, and he went
he
nuts.
well like Howard like put his hands on his shoulders
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
this
and the
and
ump
then
was like this.
and he did it back to him and I'm like, yeah, you're technically not supposed to react to the player
Yeah,
and now you're just taunting him.
but
And
I'm
I'm like,
saying like,
that was a dick move. But
yeah,
the Phillies,
that
I
was.
agree, have not run into it very often.
Thank God. I
Thank God.
mean, if you really think about it, like we've been very fortunate for like playoff moments as well.
Except the strike zone in Colorado. We ran into that pretty
Oh yeah, that was
that,
not.
that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
Um
listen. At the end of the day, I we'll talk about that. But now, I just be thankful that we haven't run into any bad calls.
yeah. I guess my whole point of that was like it's a shame that like umpires have such control over or like such influence on a game, umpires and
Yeah,
refs. Like it was the fact that I was actually thinking about this today on how like so how long do you remember the fucking strike zone being on the screen while we're watching a game?
the only time. Okay, so the only time I ever remember it being on the screen, like watching the game, was way back when like Sunday Night Baseball, when they would have it on there.
It wasn't on
But
there all the time though.
no, it was occasionally on there. It wasn't on there all
Yeah.
the time, but it was always on there for like the replay.
Yeah. So it just made me think it's incredibly funny that like Manfred's just like, yeah, I don't think the automated strike zone is going to be ready for 2025. And I'm like, but it's been on my TV for like 15 years. So why isn't it ready for MLB? Like,
Yeah,
I see it all the time. I see how bad your umpires are with a strike zone, but you're telling me that and then I look at how they can't get the replay right still. They can't, like, nothing is, or not everything is reviewable.
What's up, Mom?
Hey, Mrs. Pizzo. But I'm like, but you can't figure out how to have somebody tell the umpire, yep, that's a strike. Why are the minor leagues figuring it out?
Dude, I have no idea. I have no answer for that.
It's a man fraud.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous.
We have a couple more years and then he's out.
Maybe he can take a line or page out of Angel Hernandez's book
and just retire now.
Just fucking get out. There was something funny I wanted to, which you might have saw it, but it was like, I gotta find it. Danny, I saw somebody post it, but like I've seen it 7 different places now. Watch, I'm not gonna find it. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Damn, there it is. Okay. It was reports are coming out that Angel Hernandez's retirement came out from a meeting with top MLB officials. Officials were questioning Hernandez's ability to see and comprehend correctly. Angel got so worked up that he stormed out and slammed the door behind himself. It took Angel 10 minutes to realize he was in the closet. His announcement of a retirement came soon after. And I was like, that's pretty good. So anyway.
That's funny.
That was yeah. That was the big news of the day. That really just, if you were going to unite all fans, this is what you need.
That was it.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to start with was, I mean, the Phillies were on an incredible streak against the Nationals and the Rangers. I mean, you won 6 straight. And then we went into the Rocky series. Lost game 1 3-2 in 11 innings. I don't know. Like that one was just
I just like the whole Colorado
Sanchez
series.
wasn't terrible. I'll start with
No,
that.
no, but like the whole Colorado series, I'm not even worried
The
about
wash.
it. Yeah, just flush it down the drain.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
The only thing that like bugged me was I'm just like, okay, like it's Colorado. Why are we not hitting? You know?
Yeah.
Why is the ball? Why is it not a launching pad for us right now?
Well, hey, they scored 7 runs or 8 runs.
Yeah.
6 in the ninth. I mean,
yeah, and I guess that was the thing too. Is just, and that was like Harper hit that like after we already had the lead.
Yeah, it was 4-3.
Yeah, so I'll take that. Like I think it was just annoying. But again, like the Rockies have been somewhat better as of late. I mean, they're only won 17 games. But you know, they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-3 in their last 7. And I don't know. It's the Rockies. So it just worried me because I'm like, are we going back to what we normally did and we're playing shitty teams and we're just going to underperform against them? Like, are we doing this again?
No, I just think, like I said, they were on such an incredible stretch. It's going to happen.
Yeah. But
just
again,
don't make it a habit.
But it's now coming out like the whole, like yesterday. Blake Snell fucking sucks, by the way.
Yeah, he did not.
He is not good.
He didn't pitch well at all.
I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry we were early. But I got here at 7:30 and I'm like, do we wait 15 minutes and then just talk about everything we're going to talk about? And that was it. Anyway. So I remember you and I talking about him in the beginning of the year, like before him and Montgomery obviously both signed. I think like we tried to say who we'd want more. I remember I was just like, I don't want anybody. Yeah, I don't like the next time Blake Snell will probably.
That's how he's pitching right now.
Smells like shit. Because he's pitching like it. That's stellar 11 ERA going into yesterday's game. I just remember I was just like, he's always good in a contract year, and now that he's signed, and then he tried to say, well, now his ERA is down to 10.42. But it was just like. Him coming out, he's like, I wasn't able to face any big league pitching, and I'm like, then why don't you go do a minor league assignment?
Yeah,
like you were coming back, go down to AAA.
Yeah, I mean, I looked up like Montgomery stats too, and he ain't pitching well either.
He's not.
No,
I mean he's not that bad.
No, he's like 4. It's like a 4 something.
Right. So I mean, let me see. He is in his last 5 games, he has not gone more than 5 innings. He's actually not finished 5 innings. He's given up 3 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 5 earned runs, 7 earned runs, and 3 earned runs. And of course, his most strikeouts was against us, but whatever.
Yeah.
But in 5 games, he's given up 10, 15, 22 runs.
Yeah.
That's a...
Hey, what's up?
She was asking about you before she even left my house today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's concerned about you.
Oh, no, I'm okay.
She wants to know if your knee is making you, top quality to be able to still perform on this podcast.
No, I'll be okay. No, I mean, like I said, we'll see what happens. Snell, yeah, he don't look good at all.
No, he's not locating anything. He's walking a lot of people.
And the thing what else like sucks for them too, for the Giants, is the fact that like he's not pitching well, and that's not even a hitter's ballpark.
No,
like that's even worse.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't get him.
Oh, dude, me too.
Because like what the hell? How long did he sign for?
3 years. With an option.
2 years.
Or
62 million and an opt out. Oh, an opt out after this year.
Yeah.
Why would he opt out?
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he's going to opt out. So yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good as well.
No thanks. And shit, I'm sorry. I want to look up Montgomery. No, not Montgomery contractors, you dick. $25 million and a $25 million option for next year. So yeah, he's the one who signed the 1 year. Okay.
What's up, Donna?
Donna, how are you? So anyway, I think we kind of lucked out so far, considering we've had the best pitching in baseball. I think.
We've lucked out considerably a lot, like this whole season. Besides the first 2 series against Atlanta and Cincinnati.
Yeah. I mean, again, and I know this is like the 3rd or 4th time we're probably going to talk about this, but Ranger Suarez has been still like, even after his 1 start in Colorado, like 1 bad start, he's 9-1, and after giving up 5 earned runs, his ERA is now 1.75,
which is
so,
it's just
insane.
Incredible. Like he could have another bad start.
I think what I like the most too about the fact that like his last game was, he gave up 5 runs, got 77 strikeouts so far in 72 innings. His last game, he still went 6 innings and only gave up 3 hits.
Yeah.
He had 4 walks, which is I think what kind of really killed him. 9 strikeouts still. So again, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned, but 9 strikeouts and 4 walks and 3 hits in 6 innings. That's still a hell of a performance, minus the earned runs, obviously.
And listen, and how many times a year do the top 5 aces in the league have at least 1 bad start, and it's always in May?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to happen.
I mean, Logan Gilbert has been fucking terrible. Pablo Lopez for the Twins has not had a good 2-3 starts. He's given up like 5, 6, 7 earned runs his last like 2-3 games. I only know that because he's on my goddamn fantasy team. It's driving me nuts. But anyway, to your point, absolutely. It's every top starter has a bad game.
Yeah.
Multiple bad games.
I mean, look at Wheeler. Wheeler's had like a couple bad games. I mean, he still pitched well. I mean, granted, but it wasn't like Wheeler-esque.
Right. I mean, Wheeler's last, let me see. His last few games. So he went 7 innings last Thursday against Texas. 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts with 2 walks. Before that against Washington, 7 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. And before that against Miami is when he had like his really bad game, 6 earned runs and 4 innings.
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely not a Zach Wheeler, but still
it's good enough to win.
He's 6-3 with a 2.53 ERA. And that's less strikeouts than Ranger Suarez.
Yeah.
Like, it's
insane.
That's your number 1 who is not, would you say, struggling? Just doesn't look right.
Hasn't looked right since he went on the extra rest.
Yeah. Rangers last game, he scared me. I really thought that ball had. Oh my god, that one that went like here.
Yeah, I thought that smacked him right in the face.
Yeah. I mean, and of course he gets up and he's just like, "Oh, man, that was close, guys. All right, I'm good." Like again, like dude, like does anything worry that man?
No, like he seemed so calm, and I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
I think what went unnoticed too was a hell of a catch by Stott on that same play.
Really nice
that was
catch.
A great catch. So yeah, I mean Ranger Suarez, like I said, 9-1 with a 1.75 ERA still. I think right now with how this team, I don't want to say we were due. We didn't have to be due, but we've all been Phillies fans for so long that we were due.
Yeah, I mean when it's coming. You know when it's coming.
Yeah, against the shit teams. I think that's why we were all so surprised. We were like, it's not happening yet. Something's up.
Something's going on.
But again, I mean, I think the best thing too is just like we kept padding the lead in the division, and the amount of games we had won, that it was just like, all right, it didn't hurt us too much. And then, you don't like to see it, but the Braves losing Acuna for the season, like, sucks for him.
That sucks for them. That sucks for him.
Sucks for baseball.
That's his second time.
Same leg too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they do, but
He's young enough that I guess if you can, if you have the surgery
Dude,
twice,
yeah,
you
but
can heal from it. But you can't keep doing this.
I mean, he's how old? 25.
I think so. Yeah.
He's tore his ACL twice.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he tore his meniscus as well. Like when he tore his ACL the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see like how he bounces back next year.
I mean, they're going to do surgery and they're going to take their time.
Yeah, do you even think he'll be like he's going to miss part of the year next year, right? You think?
I would assume, yeah. That's why I think they're going to take. That's why they're going to take their time. It's just, I mean, that's your franchise player. I mean, that's the shit that can really end your career. It's a shame to say, and I'm
the second
not putting
time.
it out there. Yeah, I'm not putting it out there at all. Like,
no, but you're not wrong.
It like I hate playing against him, but
it's just
I also really like
baseball.
beating him. It sucks for baseball, exactly.
I'm wondering like where they're gonna be at the end of the year, the Braves.
So, I mean, is there any reason that we don't win the division?
No, I mean at this point you're 6 up. I mean,
it's ourselves. Like that's we're the only ones.
The only way we don't win it is if we beat ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is going to be very interesting come November or October.
I mean, would you consider the season like a failure if we don't win
now? Yeah. Yeah.
Even if we make a wild card and still go on a run, like.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be pissed and be like, we didn't even have to. We shouldn't even have had to play the wild card.
So would you? So if we win the World Series but don't win the division, it's still a failure, is what you're saying? Is that?
It's a failure. It was a failure at that moment.
It's a failure up until the end of October.
You didn't collect all the milestones.
Oh, cool!
Nice.
Happy birthday, Don. If I don't remember, happy
early birthday. Yeah,
hopefully you didn't collect all the seats.
You didn't collect all the milestones. So that part's
the division.
Okay. Yeah.
You're so if you're winning the division,
you're 6 up, and Strider's out, Cunha's out. Sale is going to be out at some point. We know that.
Matt Olson is not hitting like he should be. Max Fried sucks.
And honestly, Acuna wasn't hitting the way he should be either.
No. So
I'm wondering if there was an underlying issue. Because he's never struggled this bad this late.
For it to be like it was such a weird thing too. It was, you know what it reminded me of?
The Reese Hoskins?
No, McCutcheon.
Oh, yeah.
Just something so weird as just turning back real quick, and that was it.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I know that's when, like they say, like
that's where it happens.
You're more likely to get hurt. It's like that little stop and go type of thing.
Yeah.
Where Hoskins was just a freak on the ground.
That was just weird.
I have no idea what the hell that was.
He didn't even move his knee.
Hi, guys. I was reading up that Bohm is the best player besides Harper on the team. They are having awesome season so far. Yeah. I will say that right now, Alec Bohm is probably the MVP on your team.
Yeah, I would agree.
Offensive MVP.
Offensively, I would pick him as MVP.
I was glad to hear his comments after the game yesterday where basically he's like, everyone's going to have a game where they completely suck. And I'm like, yeah, as long as you don't fucking say that you hate us or you hate this place again. Don't come back.
No, he's not wrong. I mean,
he's not wrong.
It's like I said, everybody needs to stop treating the Philly season or baseball season in general like it's football season. I mean, one game doesn't make or break your season here.
Right.
Dude, unless you lose your best player.
But like with how the Astros started, like I'm sure people were probably freaking out there because they were like in 5th place. But again, it's like you look at them now, I'm like, all right, they went on a run. They're now in like 3rd, I think.
Yeah, they're 3rd.
It doesn't, whatever. But I'm like, there's still plenty of time in that division.
Yeah, and guess what? We could look up by like August and they'd be like 25 games over 500.
Exactly. Bringing it back to Wheeler real quick. A lot of the online discourse blamed his performance on stub catching. I don't
buy that.
I don't buy it. I think Stubbs and JT work very close with the pitchers. That they are both very in tune with them. I know Wheeler's comments on it, like immediately when it got brought up, he kind of shot it down, but admitted like, there's some things that I like to do that. But he said, he's like, that's me. That's on me, not on Stubbs. And immediately it was just like, this has nothing to do with Stubbs at all. Has nothing to do with Stubbs.
I think if it was an issue, Stubbs wouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
And not
They would
and
purposefully make sure that Stubbs does not play on a Wheeler start.
yeah, and honestly, I mean, the way he handled the bullpen the other night, I thought was great.
Oh
Stubbs.
yeah. I mean, this goes back, which I laughed when Jackie complimented me on my Garrett Stubbs rant. It's like, so we had nothing. I'm bringing it back. We had nothing to complain about. So let's lay into the backup catcher. Like
Yeah.
we were doing so good. So now,
Well,
now that we lost the series to the Rockies, now it's on to Castellanos and Rojas again. Now my favorite today was that Trey Turner needs to move to the outfield, and Edmundo Sosa has to stay at short.
And
I'm
they
like,
brought this up. Yo, they
can
brought
we
this up
please stop
in
doing this?
the they brought that up in the offseason with Trey Turner because of Stott. But
Right.
now it's because of Sosa. Sosa's not an everyday player.
He's not an everyday player. Also, let's hold on. I'm missing some comments. So your aunt agreed with us. Donna, thank you.
No problem.
Yes, happy birthdays. You're bound to have a bad game or two. And Ryan said thank you. Also, Ryan, hey, how are you? I haven't talked to you in years. Years. I think since like the YMCA. But I hope you and your family are doing well. The best part about this is, so you're telling me you want a 31-year-old Trey Turner, 31, 32?
Yeah, to play in the outfield, but you don't want Bryce
Who's
Harper
coming
out
back?
there.
Oh, who's coming back from a fucking hamstring injury? Now I want you to go play center field.
Yeah, I want you to go shag fly balls.
Are you kidding me? What the hell kind of knowledge? Like, what? That's the dumbest fucking thing ever. Oh my God. Hamstrings are so iffy when you come back. You could rest for 2 months.
Oh, and you could run down the first baseline and tear it.
Exactly. Hey, you shut the hell up. Don't put it out there. No, I'm kidding. But I'm just like, dude, you got to be kidding me right now that like it's legitimately on. I'm not even going to say the radio station anymore. I'm not even going to say the host's name. Coming out there saying Edmundo Sosa needs to start every day. Like it's the same as Clemens. Everyone's saying Clemens needs to start or needs to be up, and I'm like, stop. Like, can we not?
I agree. I totally agree with everything. I just feel like
you're stuttering
with the whole Stubbs thing. It just he's a backup catcher. So like the backup catcher is like equivalent to like I feel like the Eagles' backup QB situation.
Yeah,
everyone is fixated on
Nick Foles.
Everybody's fixated on the backup. Why?
Yeah.
What is the problem? He plays 5 games, 6, 7, 8 games out of the year.
Maybe if we have a giant lead.
Yeah, maybe he plays 20.
Yeah, like when we finally signed Marcus Mariota. And I remember people just talking about him, and I'm just like, you do remember who our starter is, right?
Like, yeah, like it's crazy.
What are we doing here?
I know.
I just, dude, it's a never-ending revolving door. It just depends on which player is coming through at that time.
I agree.
That's the best analogy I can come up with, and that was on the fly, and I think that was pretty goddamn good.
That was pretty good.
Even for me. Sorry. So yeah, I mean, tonight,
look, just get back in the win column.
Get back in the win column. I think you'll be I know they'll be fine. It's really not like a huge deal of the struggles. Castellanos, obviously, I would love to see better. But I know everyone's just like, oh, he's stealing money and this and that. And I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? Like, I know everyone kind of thinks like, oh, like just sit him. I'm like, you can't bench a $25 million player. And they're
it's just like I learned with it with the Walker situation. You can't.
Yes. I know somebody posted like earlier today that I saw that it was just like, oh, like statistically, Taiwan Walker is better than Spencer Turnbull, and I'm like, yeah, you're trying to start a war here, buddy. Like,
that's crazy.
Don't do that. Like, now, I still believe that Spencer Turnbull should be starting over Walker, but at the same time, I don't think Walker should be in the bullpen because no matter what, it's just bad right now.
I agree.
But I mean, tonight it's Wheeler against Eric Miller. So, which, if I'm remembering right, didn't Miller just pitch yesterday?
He might have. It might be a bull. I don't know. Maybe it might be a
I guess
bullpen
it's
game
their
for them.
bullpen game. Yeah, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute, Eric Miller just pitched yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I know they were just like, oh, that's who the Phillies traded for Junior Marte. And I'm like, cool. I didn't know who Junior Marte was, and I don't know who Eric Miller is. Like, I know Marte now, but what I don't give a shit. So, and I know they released the lineup today.
Yeah, I saw
ago.
Castellanos and somebody's batting behind Harper.
So it's Schwarber, Realmuto, Harper, Castellanos, Stott, Sosa, Marsh, Clemens is at third, and Rojas.
Sounds like a winning lineup.
Again, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
It's I just I want the bitching to stop. I don't remember like it ever being this bad.
Social
Maybe because
media.
it was always this bad, I didn't consider it bitching.
It was always this bad. It was always this bad on the radio, but now it's even worse because we got social media.
I agree. Which, by the way, just throwing this in there, do you follow Joe Adele from the Angels?
No, I do not.
Dude, follow him on Twitter. It is hilarious. He bashes his own organization, literally, like, and then taunts anybody that they're playing. Like, I think they were playing the Dodgers, and he had like a picture of like Ohtani's bobblehead. Like, and he was saying, like, I think I'm gonna light it on fire or some shit like that.
I'll have to.
Whoa!
I'll have to watch it. I'll have to go on his profile.
Dude, he's hilarious. I hear the Phillies are 6-game lead over the Braves. You think it's their year to beat the Braves for the NL? I know we were just talking.
Oh,
about this right before you came on.
It's been the last 2 years we beat the Braves for the NL. But as for the division, yeah, they're going to take over the division. I mean, the last 2 years the Phillies have been the better team, not regular season, just better when it matters most. Now they are actually better than them.
And what's funny is they were better than them before you lost Acuna because Acuna was incredibly underperforming.
Exactly.
Still underperforming. And yes, not having Strider helps us. But at the same time, like, there's no guarantee. You see how starting pitchers are pitching this year. There's no guarantee Strider's even having the year that he normally does. You look at all these starting pitchers.
No, you're
there's
right.
still a chance that really we're still. You want to bring up the friggin' schedule? Fine, bring up the schedule. But, like, there's still a chance that we're in first place. If, even with Strider in, Acuna and Olsen and everyone's still struggling. Like,
yeah, no, you're right.
So,
huh.
Why the hell is Casty behind Harper? They'll just skip Bryce. It should be the other way around. I think the only thing I can think is they're just trying to move Castellanos around
somewhere.
Also, it's
just to get them to going.
But also, if you look at it, it's lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, lefty, righty.
Yeah.
So, I guess you don't want Sosa batting fourth. You're hoping for a home run out of Castellanos. So, it's the only thing I could think of is just trying to move the lineup around. Like, when you look at the lesser of the other evils, you have either Rojas or Sosa as a righty.
Yeah.
To bat fourth.
Yeah,
and I'm not touching JT right now. Realmuto is hitting way too good out of the 2 spot.
Agree.
Schwarber is just the perennial leadoff hitter. Like, you're not touching him, so you're not rearranging the whole entire lineup. No. So, what we really need is for May to be over, and then June 1st, this Saturday, and then Schwarber comes out with a 3 home run game.
Yeah,
dude, even if he has a 2 home run game on Saturday,
just hit one. I'm fine with one for right now.
Oh yeah. Not with it all. I don't give a shit. When they play St. Louis, please, like, absolutely obliterate one. I'll even go in right field and let it hit my hand. That seems to be my thing when I go to games now. So one last thing I kind of want to get into before we do our little this day in Phillies history. I was thinking about how this team seems to just, if you look, it's almost like they take every single game personally. Like, they're never out of a game. They are, like, the way that they come back.
They're resilient.
They're down. They're resilient. And it made me think, hold on. I got one more question. If we don't start Turnbull, could we lose him next season? I don't know his contract. I love the competition he brought Taiwan as he was coming back. Also, the glove throw at the bench. So, I remember, and I'm not trying to be the taking the credit here, because you and I both said it that like Spencer Turnbull could be such an underrated signing that we said in the
Yeah.
beginning of the year, like for how talented he was supposed to be, excuse me, and it just had some shit years on a shitty team and a shitty organization. And then Walker got hurt. And I'm sorry, if you want to talk about a player taking advantage of a situation, Turnbull came out and fucking did exactly that. And I think there was not one person who said he should lose that spot.
No, but I will say this, to touch on the subject. I think there's a more realistic chance that Turnbull is in the rotation and on this team after the deadline.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I know people are talking about, so here, to answer your question, yes, we could lose him next season. What worries me is that the idea is going to be he's been doing so good because he doesn't look as great out of the bullpen lately.
He's not
Like they're
used
just
to
trying,
it.
right, but they're just trying to find spots to throw him in now.
Yeah.
And even with like big leads, he like still gave up a run or two.
Yeah.
It worries me that they're using him for trade leverage because of
I
how
don't know.
good he's doing.
I mean, like I said, we'll see what happens. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna find out more about the trade deadline like in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I am fine if you keep Turnbull because again, when you get to the playoffs, you're throwing 3 starters. So it doesn't matter. So Turnbull
Yeah.
would go to the bullpen anyway. And no offense, I'm leaving Walker off the roster again.
Well,
Like we
yeah,
did.
yeah, you have to. You have to.
And if you can eat a lot of Walker's
Money.
money, which I feel like, I mean, that's what you're gonna have to do.
That's
It
the
it
only
really is.
option. That's the only option here is for them to do that.
You're gonna have to eat a giant portion of it too.
Half.
Half. Or the only way is this: if you take somebody not as good, like it's not going to be a great trade package if you don't. You know what I
No.
mean? But what are you doing it for?
Yeah, I agree.
You're gonna have to suck it up. I mean, and just eat the money. And I still think he Spencer Turnbull still deserves a start now. With how Walker's
yeah.
pitched, like he hasn't looked great. Just
I agree. I agree.
he eats innings, but and I know the biggest thing too, which we had talked about before, was like they weren't sure because hasn't pitched over like 70 innings in like 2 or 3 years. But again, we've all said like, how do you know he won't or he can't if you don't let him try?
Yeah.
So, I hope they don't lose him. I mean, I would love to keep him.
Oh
if this is what he is, but
we'll see what. Like I said, we'll see what happens.
So, the one thing I was, let me get back to what we were doing was, do you think that the loss to Arizona in the playoffs last year was worse than losing the World Series to Houston?
Yeah, because we weren't expected to win
against Houston.
Yeah,
right.
We were expected to mop the floor with Arizona and then go to the World Series and win it.
And I think that is why like this team has like the biggest chip on their shoulder right now, and it's just like, using that phrase right, I think.
Yeah.
It's just like they're not taking anything for granted.
Yeah,
they're just
that's what they said in spring training. That's their MO right now. They said that's going to be like that all year round, which is great.
And the biggest thing too is like, I know when everyone's just talking about the schedule, and never mind that the Braves were losing to these bad teams, but we were beating them. That wasn't, part of the conversation at all. Like Ryan and I both said the same thing. It was just like, concentrate on how bad we're beating these teams. Like we're piling it on. We're not beating them 3-2, 2-1. It's just no. And then the Rangers, who are the World Series champions last year, who are struggling, but still swept them and kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah, they're still a formidable opponent.
Right. They have a good team.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, on this day in Phillies history, nothing has happened since 1992.
Wow. Okay.
I know. Pete Rose has his first Sports Illustrated cover appearance as a Philly in 1979.
Nice.
And in 1983, through the first 7 innings against the Expos, Mike Schmidt struck out 4 times.
Oh, this is a bad day.
Each time on only 3 pitches. And then made a throwing error from third base. So I am not comparing the two, but
Well,
if
hopefully,
we're gonna give Alec Boehm a hard time, Mike Schmidt had some shitty games too.
hopefully the Phillies players play well on this date tonight.
So, but here's the thing. With one on in the bottom of the ninth, Mike Schmidt hit a 2-run home run and we won 5-3.
Oh, nice. I like that. Okay.
So anyway, yeah, it was eventful game in 1983. Anyway, so I think that was all I had. Did you have anything?
No, that was it. Go Phillies.
Go Phillies. Let's kick the shit out of their bullpen tonight.
Absolutely.
It's a Wheeler start.
Yes.
And then where was I? Hold on. One more thing. Look, I put a picture of Angel Hernandez on my computer. Now my computer's like, nope. I'm not doing anything for you now. Tomorrow is going to be Christopher Sanchez against Kyle Harrison. And then do they play Thursday or are they off? No, they're off. And then Friday we start against the Cardinals.
Yep.
So go Phils. Let's win the series. God damn it, Scott left the thing again. I don't know what the hell he's doing. They have to win it all this season or I'm done. So that's what we were saying before. Is I was just like, is it a failure if they don't win the division, but win the World Series? And it was just like, I was like, no, like, it shouldn't be. Let me see. He just texted me. Oh my God, it did it again. It's the Angel Hernandez picture. I'm telling you. Hernandez curse. See? Yes. My mom said, did it again, that shit. Let's see. Last time, actually, after I signed off, Scott came back real quick. So I'm sure once I close out, he's going to come back real quick. Anyway, so I just want to thank everyone for coming by. Mrs. Pizzo, Mom, Donna, Carol Ann, Ryan. It's been I know I said I haven't talked to you in years, so it was very good to hear from you. Like I said, I hope you and your family are all doing well. And yeah, the Hernandez curse. Yeah, I am literally gonna just. I don't even know. I like deleting the Angel Hernandez picture. I don't even think is going to be good enough for this computer. I'm gonna have to like deface it then delete it. I mean, yeah, go Phillies, not goodbye, Scott. So again, thank you everyone for hanging out. I think me and him are going to try and come on. Maybe we'll come on Thursday since the Phillies have an off day. Oh, he's back. Oh, now I can't even hear you. Nope, can't hear you. Look, this guy fucking killing me. Dude, don't even bother. We're done. All right, whatever. I'll say goodbye for Scott. Goodbye, everybody, for Scott. It's been forever. Same. See you, dudeskies. Yeah. All right, Scott, we're coming on Thursday, okay? He gave a thumbs up if you're listening. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Listen.